I want to bring in someone who knows about this, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army, Van Hipp. Van, welcome to the program.
Sure,
good to see you. The Muslim registry, I didn't know it was on the books. President Obama has just ended it. What do you make of this?
Well, and we've seen in Germany, we were reminded of the hard lesson of what happens when you basically put out a welcome mat for refugees from every known terrorist hotspot in the world.
Oh, it's a disaster for Europe.
And what we need to do, we need to secure the borders of this country.
Yeah, wait a second. Yeah. Do you want a Muslim registry reimposed and used?
Absolutely. And I will go step one further. Here's what I would do. I say Muslims, whoever, if it's a known terrorist hotspot, they should not be coming into this country. We've got to do that. And I'll tell you what else I would do.
What about Germany?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a terrorist hotspot. Are you going to ban? Are you going to look at Germans, put them on a registry?
But what I would do, look at what's going on in these mosques right now. Look at the mosque outside of Washington, D.C. 3 of the 9/11 hijackers went there. The imam was Anwar al-Awlaki, who went on to head al-Qaeda in Yemen. Nadel Malik Hassan, the Fort Hood terrorist, went there. What if just one person had come forward from that mosque with actionable intelligence? We could have saved some lives. I call for a rewards program for moderate and reform Muslims. If you see something going on in your mosque and to encourage them to come forward, we can save a lot of lives.
Now, you've got two themes here. A registry of people coming into the country from terrorist hotspots that would be mostly aimed at Muslims, and much greater and more strong surveillance of mosques. You're taking a very hard line.
Well, not surveillance, but I'm calling for a reform and moderate Muslims who see something going on in their mosque to come forward. I'm a big fan of King Abdullah of Jordan. I first met him 20 years ago when he commanded the Jordanian Special Forces, Stuart. And King Abdullah has called this World War III, and he has called it a war within Islam, and King Abdullah is right. We need to work more closely with King Abdullah.
But hold on. The left says, by saying what you're saying, you're playing into the hands of ISIS. Because you're victimizing them, they can recruit on that basis.
59,000 people from countries other than Mexico were caught illegally coming into this country in 2012. That was according to the former FBI director. Many had Middle Eastern names, and they changed them to Hispanic names. They know how to get there. They're here. We've got to start protecting the lives of American people.
Van Hipp is a tough guy on this issue, are you not?
I want to protect the American people. That's why we have a federal government, to provide for the common defense.
Okay, look at the Lockheed Martin. I'm not quite sure how to put this, but this was the interview, President-elect Trump and the head of Lockheed Martin. Do you approve of that kind of thing?
I do, but how do we take that? He can't do this every time.
Right.
We've got to have victory without bankruptcy. We need to reform the procurement laws at the Pentagon, where contractors are encouraged to come in under budget and ahead of schedule, and we can do that. I would take the 3 new service secretaries and the new director of Office of Management and Budget. Let's look at a prospective contract system for the Pentagon. We can save lives. We can save money, and we can improve the readiness, which is at an all-time low.
As I understand it, President-elect Trump wants to bring in a business-oriented manager as the number 2, like in the Defense Department, for example, Homeland Security, where a business person has knowledge of how to get the cost down, make it more efficient.
Yeah, I like that, but that person has also got to be very careful not to be co-opted by the federal bureaucrats. I've seen this movie before. They know how to do it.
Were you a federal bureaucrat?
No, sir, but when I was
I don't mean to be insulting.
Office, I'll tell you this, I didn't have white hair when I ran the mobilization office for the Army.
Van Hipp, thanks for joining us, sir. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you very much.